Hello everyone, I'm Becky Goldsmith with Piece of Cake, and I am back with the second installment of the Countdown to Christmas Advent Calendar. I've got my supplies laid out. I'm getting ready to start doing some decorating. Let me show you how I have arranged things. I separated my bags into stacks of 24, both craft paper and white. And there are a few extra bags, which is going to come in handy in case I decide to draw directly on the bags. I've got my ribbon out on the table, and I also bought a package of 3 spools of the colored twine. I think that might come in handy. I bought a tube of washi tapes that were just pretty in Christmas designs. I'm not entirely sure how or where I'm going to use them, but I like them. I ordered the bags and these tags from Amazon, and the tags came in packages of, I think, 100 pieces per set. So that means each one of the bundles has 25 tags, which is nice because it gives me 1 extra in each to play with to see how the markers work on. Here's my set of Posca pens, and I recently found out that they are better stored flat than they are stored upright. To use them, you have to shake them real good and then take the cap off, and you'll notice that the nib is currently clear. To get these to work, you have to do that, and then they write. Always be sure to cap them securely and store them flat. I don't usually shop at big box craft stores, but I'm here to tell you, you will find a lot. This is the season when Christmas is coming out. I bought the things I was interested in. You should go and look and see what kind of things you like that will make sense to you. I ended up buying 3 packages of Christmas papers. Now I can take these papers and cut them up, or I could even make bags out of the papers. You could do all kinds of things. And I also got 1 roll of wrapping paper. Now I don't know if I'm going to cut out individual snowflakes or if I'm going to use strips. Not entirely sure. I may use this in more than one way. I won't know until I sit down and get to work. If you have rotary cutting tools, you'll find them to be very helpful. If you don't, you'll want a ruler of some sort. And you'll want some good paper scissors, both a small pair and possibly a larger pair. You'll want to have some glue. I used both Elmer's glue sticks and Elaine's original tacky glue. And with the liquid glue, it's nice to have some Q-tips to move the glue around. And then I got into my craft stash and pulled out glitter and sequins and little cute Christmas things. I don't know that I'll use all of this stuff, but I got it gathered so I had it when I started to work. The first thing I did was pull out different sheets of paper from the pads and cut them into smaller strips of varying sizes. And then I sat down at the table with my glue and my papers and all my supplies, and I started making choices. And that's the part that will slow you down. Just start somewhere and glue some paper to some bags. And after a little bit of gluing, I realized I've got some collections going on. I've got red and green and white on both white bags and brown bags. I like what's going on there. And then I've got the bags that lean a little more pink. I'm thinking that's more for my granddaughter. And then I've got the bags that have this white and silver going on it. They may or may not mix in with the other sets. And then I started playing with the tags. Anything that you see here that is paper glued down, I used a glue stick. For the sequins, I put a puddle of glue on there and then sprinkled it with sequins. I would do the same thing with glitter. And then once the sequins were on here, I thought they'd be really cute with some additional stuff. So there's washi tape and motifs cut from the papers. And then I made some tags that skew a little more heavily toward the red and green. I made a tassel out of yarn. I think that's fun. And I found this box of Christmas tags that are really pretty cute. and I decided to add a tag to a tag because I like it. And remember, you don't even necessarily have to use tags. You can just number the bags. Or you can number some bags and on other bags put a decorated tag with a number. You can mix and match these shapes any way you want. And the bags won't always stay this big. When you've got little small presents, you may fold them down smaller than that. And if you'd like to add just a little bit more excitement to the Advent calendar, you can make your own bags out of paper. I've got a video for that, and you can watch it. It's really, really easy. So when you add a little bit of this color to these bags, maybe put that kind of a tag on it, it's really fun. Once you sit down and get started, I think you're going to find, as I did, that this is really pretty easy. It's fun. Try not to dwell too much on making each and every one perfect. As they come together, they look really nice together. The other thing I think you'll find out is you're going to like some colorways more than others, and so the more you make, the more you'll focus in on what you like, and it gets easier and faster. And remember to look back at my Pinterest board because there's a lot of information there. Have fun with this, and in the next video, I'll come back and give you ideas about so many things that you can use as gifts inside your very special Advent calendars. Thanks for watching.